And go ahead.
Hello everyone, and welcome to The Mole Hole. I am your host Chris, aka The Mole, and joining me is James Phoenix,
Hello.
Rick the Hammer,
Hello.
Marcus Shadow,
Sup?
and Fallen Angel.
Hello.
And we're here today to discuss NXT Turnover, or Takeover.
If you're
Takeover. I keep calling it Turnover.
wondering why I'm the only one on video, it's because I'm better than everybody else.
It's because he has an ego that almost rivals Marcus Shadow's. Almost.
I have an ego?
I was like, was that a question there? I'm kidding, but yes, NXT Takeover, which was, I believe it took place on, according to Wikipedia, May 29th, 2014.
Fair enough.
Booyah. We're just going to go down because there was only 5 matches. We'll go down and get everyone's round table thoughts on each one. So first up is Adam Rose against, I hope I'm saying this right, Camacho. Okay, that.
Yeah.
Adam Rose v. him. Your thoughts?
It was your pretty standard mid-card match. It wasn't really anything special, but hey, we got to see Adam Rose wrestle, and I think, I think he'll do well. I enjoyed
That
the
double-edged
match.
spinebuster for the win.
Yeah, that spinebuster was fucking awesome.
It was.
It was.
Yep.
Fair enough. Like I said, I enjoyed that match too. I do like Adam Rose. Next up is a matchup I didn't see because it was cut from the UK broadcast. It was The Ascension versus El Local and Other Person. That's why I just gave up pronouncing that. Other Person.
Do you know why it was cut?
It was because ours wasn't done like a normal pay-per-view, like it wasn't live. They cut that matchup, which was exactly 16 minutes 17 seconds, and that's pretty much how much adverts we had.
Oh,
Plus, we also mixed out on some backstage bits.
Yep.
But I'll let you take that segment away, Rick. What did you think of that match? Because I know you liked the name El Local.
Yeah.
Pronounce it right. It's El Local.
No, it's funny.
No. It's El Local. That's funnier.
That match was actually pretty good. Admittedly, El Local was, he had the one sloppy jump, but overall did a pretty good job. But the other guy was really impressive, and the Ascension. It's like the first time I've seen him in action, and they were actually really good. So
Yeah.
definitely want to see more of them.
Supposedly they're getting called up to the main roster soon.
That'll be cool.
That will be cool. As I've mentioned in the past, I don't know how that will work. Because look at their entrance, well, at least what it used to be, I don't know if it was during the pay-per-view, where they do like the lights coming out their hands and the creepy darkness and stuff. It's too much like what they've given the Wyatts for the entrance.
They didn't really do that on the pay-per-view. Kind of, as far as I saw, the camera cut over to the stage and then it panned down, and there they were.
Fair enough. They got rid of their cool feature of they had lights on their hands that they used to light their face.
Fair enough.
But, how about the other two?
Well, I think the only thing that the Ascension need to change is their finishing move. The Fall of Man. I just don't like it.
Fair enough.
You don't like the name or the move itself?
The
The
move
Fallen
it's-
Angel hates names with fall in it.
No, I just don't like the move itself. It just doesn't feel like a proper tag team finisher where it does a whole amount of damage.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, what did you think, Marcus?
The match was pretty good. The luchador stuff was pretty awesome. I was impressed by El Local over there. For a man of his size, that was pretty damned impressive. Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy, but again, luchador and WWE, I rest my case.
Fair enough. And the third match, which is my personal match of the night, Tyler Breeze versus Sami Zayn. Loved that matchup.
I second that notion of being match of the night.
Yeah.
That was pretty much like the WCW Cruiserweights in their prime-ish, almost. which you don't get to see that. Like normally when you see cruiserweight or light heavyweight matches on WWE, they're always booked the same way, if that makes sense. This one seemed like it was more full on out there. I liked that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a really good match. That was my favorite too.
Indeed.
Oh, it was your match tonight as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first time I'd seen either of those, and I think that even though I don't like Tyler Breeze's finishing move, because when I was watching it with Marcus, he did like some really good moves in the match, and then his finishing move was like a spinning wheel kick, and we're like, eh.
Nice. I will say, do you agree with what I had mentioned to the others? In my opinion, Tyler Breeze is almost like Chris Jericho and John Morrison did a fusion dance.
With a little bit of Ziggler in there, maybe.
You know, with a little bit of Singler and a lot of Dash and Cody Rhodes.
There you go.
Fair enough. What about the other two?
That was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I'd heard a lot about Sami Zayn, so I was glad I was able to see him wrestle, and I was not disappointed.
Nice.
Indeed.
Fallen?
Well, Fallen Angel. Okay. Well, I just wanted to also quickly say that Tyler Breeze kind of made me laugh when they were showing his the montage leading up to the match. Of really, he pins people while taking selfies. Really?
Why not?
Yes. Everybody in the world has a cell phone. Every cell phone has a camera, but not every camera is pointed at him.
Yeah, I love Tyler Breeze's gimmick, I have to say. His gimmick is awesome. Anyway, go ahead, Fallen Angel.
Yeah, Sami Zayn, as always, is a delight to watch. But Tyler Breeze definitely stepped up in that match to make it better than what it was, or better than what it would have been if he didn't step up, considering the Sami Zayn-Cesaro match at Arrival.
I can see that. I will also say, just to throw it out there, if Tyler Breeze comes up to the main roster, based on his thing of selfies and all that, I kind of want to see him team with Zack Ryder.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know why. I totally see those two clicking as a tag team, and I don't know why.
It would work because Tyler Breeze would come out and he'd do his poses, while Zack Ryder would have his cell phone out and he'd be filming him.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of works. I don't know why.
Yeah. Also, I do think that if Tyler Breeze comes up to the main roster, he needs to come out to the Eminem paparazzi.
Yep. But I will say, match number 4, I will let Marcus Shadow take this one away, which was Charlotte versus Natalya. Marcus?
Yes?
I said I will let you take away the Divas match, which was the next one.
Yeah, the Divas match. So, Charlotte Flair, with her father, Ric Flair, in her corner.
Woo!
Woo! Woo! Versus Natalya, with her uncle, Bret, the Hitman Hart, in her corner, for the NXT Women's title. My opinion, match of the night. And it was fucking awesome to actually see Natalya actually wrestle for once.
Yep.
And Charlotte really, really impressed me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to see her called up. This was by far not only the best Divas match, but the best match, period, I've seen.
Indeed. It's a great match. Very technical.
Fair enough. I will say, as I mentioned during the thing when we watched it, I had a couple of problems with it, but I thought it was an overall great match. My main problems with it was I thought they did too many reversals. Don't get me wrong, I like reversals, but 90% of it was reversals and no actual offense.
Mm.
It felt like they could have done more. The other thing was I thought there was some gaps in logic, like when they're on the outside and Natalya's holding onto the ropes and the ref just goes to get rid of the thing, when clearly Charlotte can undo the move herself, and that should have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, match over.
Mm-hmm.
It's rope break. What the fuck? And the other one was I didn't like some of the stuff they did because it felt a little awkward, like the shaking of each other when they were like, duh.
Yeah.
But besides that, like I said, overall, it was a pretty damn good match.
Hmm. Well, come on. I mean, you got to realize, ridiculous number of reversals, shaking. They're obviously getting ready for 2K15. Thank you.
I just knew that was going to happen, but yeah. How about Fallen Angel and Richter?
Indeed.
I thought it was pretty good. The only real disappointment for me was, it was a very technical match, and it felt like Charlotte was in control a lot of the time, so it didn't feel as even, if that makes sense. And also, Natalya didn't seem to do many power moves, So I was like, it's a good technical match, but it didn't seem. I didn't feel like Natalya was that well represented.
Yeah, where was her twist you up like a fucking pretzel submission hold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. How about Fallen?
Well, when we watched this, because I sat down with Dad and watched this, he said it was the best women's wrestling match that he has ever seen. So that's saying something, I think. Well, I honestly don't think it was match of the night. It was a fucking brilliant match.
Yeah, I do think it was a great match.
To see two women wrestle,
Yeah.
it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, to be fair, that is something NXT does well. WWE, the Divas matchups a piss break, which they shouldn't be. NXT, their matches. Like NXT, back when it was on the Florida Championship Wrestle, or whatever the fuck it was called, they actually had ladder matches with women and stuff.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? Why can't the main roster do that? But the last one, I will let the Fallen Angel take away, which is our last match, which is the main event. Because I believe that was his match of the night.
It was, yes. So the main event was for the NXT Championship. It was between the champion Adrian Neville, who got the title from Bo Dallas at NXT Arrival, and the challenger Tyson Kidd, who wants to use the NXT Championship as his launch pad to get back into Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Hey, Mr. McD.
Really, being a recurring character on Total Divas isn't cutting it for him?
Overall,
I do think they wasted Tyson Kidd.
Yeah. Overall, the match was really, really well done. Neville and Kidd had brilliant chemistry, and just some of the spots in the match were done really well. I believe it was Neville, maybe it was Kidd, did the flip over the top rope and landed on the ramp outside the ring that Sami Zayn and Tyler Breeze did earlier in the night. They actually, Kidd and Neville actually pulled it off, unlike the other two.
I will say, with that matchup, I really liked that match, but as I mentioned to the Fallen Angel and Marcus after I'd watched it, the only problem I had with that match was it felt more like a regular WWE match than any other match on the card besides squash match that was inserted randomly that we're not even addressing. Basically, because it felt more like, like the Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk style matches, which were good matches, but the other NXT ones felt like something you wouldn't see if you watched the WWE pay-per-view, whereas that felt very much like it was booked the very WWE way, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Marcus, your thoughts on the main event?
I thought it was a very good match. I was impressed with Tyson Kidd. Got to actually see him do something high caliber for once, so I was impressed with that. Although, I'm the only one that was disappointed that they had Natalya be all like nice, and then Tyson Kidd was a dick.
To be fair, hasn't he always been a dick?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but I just, I guess, I don't know, maybe it was kind of wishful thinking. I kind of wanted husband and wife to kind of have the same mentality.
Yeah, which I can understand. I just meant Tyson. To me, Tyson Kidd's always been a dick since the Hart Dynasty stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
He
he's always been
shaved
the
his
grumpy
head,
one.
had just a puff of hair that he could put through a baseball cap. That's so douchey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have the douche spike.
Hmm.
And also, has anybody else find it odd that Natalia's been getting buried for like ever, and all of a sudden they get married and he's more public about the relationship, and now he gets buried?
To be fair, wasn't he buried before that?
True.
Because I haven't
Mhm.
seen fuck all with him that's been good since they broke up the Hart Dynasty, which they shouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Didn't he come on to Raw and have one good match like 6 months ago?
He did, yeah. He
When
came
he
on, he had
returned.
like a good match, and then they just get rid of him. So it's the same thing they used to do with Evan Bourne, where they bring him out every now and again just so he can get a paycheck.
Evan Bourne,
Yeah, you don't know.
Evan Bourne keeps tweeting, he's coming back, he'll be back soon, he's recovered, he's just waiting for them to have something for him.
I was on about when Evan Bourne wasn't injured, Jim. When they'd bring him out, he'd have like one decent match, then you wouldn't see him for weeks. There's only one decent match, no Evan Bourne.
Now, that's why they put him with Kofi, because that way they had an excuse to send him out there every week.
Yeah.
Which, given that Kofi's not doing anything right now, they should really reunite Airboom.
Yeah, but I think they brought Tyson Kidd back just to show that, hey, he's back, he's not injured anymore. And then they promptly put him on NXT to help NXT out, which I think was the right move.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also so they can do something with him. But like I said, they seem to have wasted Tyson Kidd's talent.
Mhm.
They have.
But I will say, if that match was that good, I can only imagine how good Tyler Breeze versus Adrian Neville's going to be.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, that'll probably be a much better match. I
Mhm.
will admit, going with that matchup with Tyson Kidd, like I mentioned, didn't seem to live up to if you go to NXT Arrival when they had Bo Dallas versus him in a ladder match for the title.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
That was a great match, but yeah, everyone's overall thoughts and opinions of the event and pay-per-view. And I think we can sum it up beautifully. I think I can at least by saying better than Payback.
Yes.
I think I can sum it up thusly.
There you go.
How
Yeah,
about
or
Rick-
was it great? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was asking how about Richter.
Yes, what is the hammy one thing?
I think it was really good. As I told Marcus when we were watching it, this isn't meant to be bad, but just the overall feel of it kind of reminded me of when I first saw TNA, and it kind of reminded me of like the old ECW where they were in like that small arena, and I like that. It felt indie, but with or what did we call it? Indie in HD, I think we said.
Yeah.
But like
Or indie with production value.
yeah. Yeah, and I was like, I really like that. It really had that spirit of they want to wrestle, and that they're doing that, and they're kind of, that they're not just like WWE and how they're tanking all that crap. It was like the good stuff, but it also had some of that production behind it to make it look better. And I was like, this is really good. I feel bad that I haven't seen more NXT.
Yeah.
I can
Also-
agree. I described it as Ring of Honor with Raw's budget.
There you go.
Pretty much. Also, I said they had a really good crowd.
Yeah.
they
That helped out. Helped out immensely.
Ole, ole, ole,
Uh,
Marcus doesn't like that.
Don't be a lemon.
wow.
Yeah, but how about the other two?
I can sum it up by
Marcus,
saying better than WrestleMania.
Which year?
I think he needs
Any year for the past several years, because WrestleMania hasn't been good in years.
I can agree with that.
But yeah, no, I liked it. It was really, really good. I'd like to see more NXT.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I want to see more of Charlotte. I am really impressed with her because she did very, very well.
Yep. I will also say they had a great bit where Paige got to come out and speak to the crowd, which was great. That's because I saw that bit. And I will also say, with the overall feel of that, that's how WWE should, in my opinion, build up pay-per-views. Because I mentioned to the others, Rick, if you look at the times of each match,
Mm-hmm.
they got longer and longer and longer as the night went on. And while I didn't think the Divas or the title one was as good as the Sami Zayn match, they were still damn good.
Yeah.
They deserve to obviously be on the same card with that. Whereas, in my opinion, WWE, when they built up pay-per-views, like Marcus mentioned, WrestleMania, you had like a couple of years back, you had the once-in-a-lifetime match of John Cena versus The Rock. Then besides that, most of the matchups you didn't care about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's how WWE builds pay-per-views now. This is luckily because it's a special, so it doesn't count as pay-per-view, but still, you know what I mean. WWE, when it comes to pay-per-views, they give you one high-caliber match that people want to see with big names. Then the rest of it, like, fuck, let's just throw shit together like last week before the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, that's because they start out with ideas, and then Vince and Triple H change their goddamn mind 6,000 times by the time the pay-per-view starts.
Yep.
Exactly.
Nice. No, but talking about Paige, Mole, I finally got to actually hear her talk, and it's like, damn it, on Raw and SmackDown, give her a goddamn mic and just let her talk. She's really good.
She spoke the first couple of weeks she was on the...
Not a lot.
She does need a coach though. I think when it comes to talking, just get some advice from Paul Heyman and she'll be fine.
There you go.
Get advice on Paul Heyman about everything except for how to manage money.
Pretty much.
That had to be done. Nice. But no, like I said, I love that. I'm hoping they do more NXT specials in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope so.
And hopefully this, because they're now doing them on the network, like I said, I watch NXT almost every week. I'm a few weeks behind the American one, which is fine, but hopefully this encourages more people to check out NXT, because, like I said, it's actually a damn good wrestling experience. Like I said, it's basically like Ring of Honor, but as mainstream as WWE. Which, we need that, because Ring of Honor's fucking awesome. Raw is basically the idiot show.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
Also, I will know that Triple H has noted here that most likely the next NXT special will be in September. It says they're looking at doing 4 NXT live specials per year, and they have tapings booked for the 11th and the 25th of September. Likely the next special will air on September 10th, although it's not officially announced.
That's our Jim Watt chant. We read stuff, we do cricket.
Oh man,
There you go.
poor Jim.
Yeah, poor Jim. I'm sorry, Jim.
No, you're not.
I really am.
Exactly.
No, but I will say thank you for joining us on the Mole Hole. Thank you to my guests for joining me.
You're welcome.
Indeed.
And stay tuned for future stuff with, obviously, TV shows, movies, comics, games, whatever. Whatever I'm reviewing, check it out. See ya. And hit upload. Or stop. Just don't worry.